The pillows are fluff thanks to Miss Emily. The couch is wide enough, join the family. It's all love while we laugh at Bert's criminalities. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup at hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Oh, please, the puppies need me. Oh, oh, please, my body is rejecting none of that fancy credential stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup and hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Oh please, the puppies need me. Oh please, my body is rejecting none of that fancy credentialed stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup that hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough.
Hello, Sofa Squad. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I hope you're fine. I hope you're well. Hello, Jackie. I hope you're swell. How's everybody doing? Thanks for dropping those ones and let me know I can hear you. I greatly appreciate it. Pardon me. So a couple of things before we even get started and for people who are on the rewatch, all that kind of stuff. So I just got back into town from Columbia, South Carolina, going to Alec Murdaugh's appeal hearing with Shayna. That was amazing. That was wonderful. So a couple of things. What I wanted to do is I literally just started pulling up tabs to be like, what's all the stuff that I have missed over the last like 12 hours, right? There's new letters, there's new video footage, there's new, we think the suspect looks like this, and this is in relation to the Nancy Guthrie case. So what I want to do is go over that stuff together, kind of like we do here, and just get caught up. So y'all probably know more about it than I do right now. Because I was like, I just, that's just where we're at. I've been on the road all day. So we're gonna do that tomorrow morning at 10. I think it's set for 10:30 a.m. in the morning. We're doing a Valentine's Day members only live chat. So that'll be a chance for us to hang out and talk. We'll talk about cases. Those are like super chill. So it's kind of like wherever the conversation goes. It's like just a good personal time to like hang out. Obviously, something like this will probably lean into this right here more, whatever. Now, also today, obviously, I missed Juliana's sentencing. So what we're gonna do is I think we'll do a rewatch of it tomorrow night. And I'll make the live chat for it like sometime in the evening or whatever, so we can get caught up on it. Unless some kind of like massive, like, oh my God, we caught the assailant, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? That type thing. Then obviously we'll probably put that on hold and go over there. So that's all that, right? And then Sunday we'll do our, catch up on our case updates. We're getting ready for the, Corey Richens trial, et cetera, et cetera. So there's so much going on, y'all. So much going on. And then I'll do a live chat as well about the hearing for Alec. So, it's very interesting. We'll put that together. I just haven't really been able to jump into it yet. This is kind of taking more precedence or whatever. So we'll do that. So that being said, let's see what else happened. Okay, so let's do this first. First of all, I put this on the wrong side, which is fine for tonight, but I'll have to change it. The Barbara says Juliana got 10 years. Hey, Audra, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here last minute. I literally got in. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go live and get caught up on this. So thank you for being here, Audra. I appreciate it. I'll also sign up before we get started. I got tickets are booked for CrimeCon. It's a thing. It's happening. We're excited. We can't wait. So there's that. There's that. Okay, so let me go over here first. First, let's start with, and let me see here. So these are the videos we can watch first. I have 3 immediately. Breaking Nancy Guthrie video. FBI very interested. This is TMZ. The one up beneath it. Potential getaway car gives investigators new lead in Guthrie case. Nancy Guthrie case. TMZ on new suspicious video. So what is this new suspicious video? I think we need to watch this one first. This one's like grabbing at me, right? So let's see what this is. I mean, this man, this man is holding on by a thread. This has worn him out. Hold on one second. New demands from the email. I want to go over that new demand letter too, right? Okay, where's this right here? Let's share it. I know, right, Zachia? Yeah, I heard it was great. I talked to Emily today on the way home, and she was telling how wonderful it was, the sentencing for Juliana. Cannot wait. I said, cannot wait. I said, shoo-ba-doo. I said, cannot wait. Shoo-ba-doo. Okay, let me make sure y'all can see the same thing. Yep. Okay, here we go. Now, once they start talking, hey, agent, hey, Jessa, once they start talking, I'll drop one. Let me know you can hear it and everything.
Full of new things. There is a new video on Ring's Neighbors app, which is really interesting to authorities in this investigation. We spoke with a high-up official in this investigation who said they are, and this is a quote, absolutely looking at this video. It shows a man skulking around the front porch of a house 8 days before the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping. It is 6.5 miles away from Nancy's home. Interestingly, this man, we blurred his face, but he has a goatee and a mustache. And if you look at the video on Nancy Guthrie's porch, the man seen there appears to have the same. So again, we don't know if the two are connected, but the authorities are, as was put to us, absolutely looking at this video.
Culinary ask, and first of all, hey, Culinary. Culinary says, did you already see the man with the 2 backpacks? No, I did not. So let's look that one up next, because I think I saw like a clip of that, and I want to see that one. Here we go.
Couple of other things. One is, we have been told by multiple sources connected to this investigation that they have been frustrated over not being able to identify a vehicle tied to the person at Nancy Guthrie's front porch. They have looked everywhere, and it's one of the reasons they are putting out this APB, if you will, asking people in that area if they've seen anything over the month before Nancy was kidnapped. But the vehicle is going to be key, and the wider net they cast, the more.
Is there video or is there footage? Has anybody seen of the vehicle? Is that another thing that we need to look at? Is that another thing we need to look at? Is there video of the car? Here's my thing with this right here. And I understand like anything at this point, because I literally think they don't have anything, right? The dude on the porch at 6 miles away. I mean, okay, the guy with the 2 backpacks has been interviewed and cleared. Okay, cool. No footage of the vehicle. Okay, cool. Thank you. I mean, here's the thing with that dude in the porch. Now, it could be, I mean, like, obviously we want to look at anything, right? I mean, I get this, but it's like, there's some petty burglars out there right now that are coming in for crash landings and their prison panties. Okay. Period. End of story. Right. Where they're just like, look, I was just trying to get, that's the thing. When you do some kind of crime like that, you don't know what's going to happen in the house. What happens when a murder occurs in the house that you try to break into and steal $20? You know what I'm saying? I mean, the problem is that the waters are so muddy. Yes, I totally agree, Jessa. I haven't seen any of it with the man being clear strange, but he also had a holster and a gun. That's so I still want to look at it. Okay, I feel like that's all we need from this TMZ video, y'all. Because they just go into stuff or whatever. Like, we got the tea from him on that. We're going to move on from the TMZ video. If everybody's okay with that, right? Hey, Crystal. Hey, Enlightened. Hey, Emster. And I also heard, too, Didn't the FBI say, yeah, the sheriff's not giving us any information or whatever? Yeah, Don just said the same thing, right? It's like, why would it? Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Okay, so let's go find the next little video. Okay, we did TMZ. Okay, potential getaway car gives investigators new lead. Let's look at this. Please hold. Please continue to hold. Your call is currently important to the Sofa Squad. Hello, Shayna. How are you? What is going on? I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to make it good. Shibby dibby 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 do. Okay, there's that. Okay, here we go.
Guthrie is in the 12th day, and investigators are still searching for exactly who this person is captured on Nancy's doorbell camera. Now they are reportedly knocking on doors, asking neighbors what they drive, what kind of car, do you own a truck? They're also asking for doorbell footage. But we still don't know for sure if there was a getaway car. Logic says yes, but was it caught on camera anywhere? Between Nancy and Annie's home runs Oracle Road, and there are cameras. We know that because Fox News Digital spotted them along that road. But Arizona DOT says they don't record cars. Around Nancy's home, it's a mix of city, county, and state roads, and not all of them have recording cameras. It's pitch black at night. Pima County officials say even the cameras that do record aren't foolproof. Residential or business cameras could have captured activity, but that's up to them to share. Former NYPD inspector and Fox News contributor Paul Morrow is outside the sheriff's office. Paul, this search among the cameras for a car, I understand it's a bit of a needle in a haystack.
Hey, I did see the sketch, but I haven't looked at it fully. Like I looked at it like driving kind of a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when I stopped. So we're going to look at that too.
Stack, what can you find? What can you eliminate in terms of neighbors' cars? Do you get the sense this is something that is going to yield fruit for law enforcement?
Well, it's very hard to say at this point, of course, but we do have a couple of things going for law enforcement here. First of all, you have a pretty good idea of the time of ingress. We have that approach that we've all seen in the video that was released previously of when he takes the Nest camera off the wall. Assuming that that's the initial approach, it gives you a pretty good metric to look at. There are only, according to what I understand, about 4 ingress and egress major roads that come in to the area, and then there's all the stuff that you just enumerated. I'll give you another metric in this thing, though. You know, Will, the cameras here are, if they are configured to capture cars moving and it is light enough to see them, or if there is a red light camera, you have to say to yourself, is it going to capture the plate? Now, if it's a red light camera, it's made to do that, so it'll get the back plate. But if it's a traffic camera, then you're only going to get probably the front plate, that is the car coming at you. Here's the rub. Arizona is a one-plate state. That is to say, only a rear plate.
Yo, help me out here. Was there not a specific car? Is this just like a what-if scenario we're talking about here? Which, I mean, again, it's somebody said, Stephanie said, why weren't we looking for neighbors cams a while ago? I mean, literally, amen, girl, right? I'm like, isn't that day one kind of stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, I figure, like, I would just assume in something like this, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, that they would go on day one and knock on doors and be like, hey, do you have any camera footage we could look at? Okay, a gray truck. Okay. They bury this stuff in these segments. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's wild to think how little information they have. I mean, this is what's so bizarre. We're so used to, here's the thing. We are so used to these cases we follow. Again, I can refer to him. Brian Walsh is going to be one I refer to all the time. Man's doing 20-point turns at like 2 in the morning in a closed ABC parking lot to then walk totally in front of the camera to dispose of evidence in their garbage can and act shocked when he gets called. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're literally used to this kind of footage so many things. And like this one, it's just like, did these people have like a Harry Potter invisible cloak on? Like, how were they able to just fall through the cracks on so many levels? There's like one or two things in these cases that it's like normal, where okay, yep, they slipped through the cracks on that one. But this case, it's like, I mean, did they pull off the perfect crime? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how this is insane to me. Now, obviously, I do feel like 100% I Walmart is involved, right? Literally. Walmart entered the chat, right? Hey Christina, hey Summer. But I just feel like this is so weird how many things it's just like, we don't know. Yeah, there I mean, like, really with the Ring camera situation, it's just like the fact that they couldn't get that much from it, I'm like, "My gosh." And then I guess the neighborhood, and again, I'll ask this again, I've asked it in other, like, live chats that we've done, but just entertain me again for a minute. Is anybody that's been watching, like, somebody who's on the ground, like JLR or, um, what's Joshua, people like local channels, not like the news. Is anybody getting a vibe of like, is this neighborhood that isolated? For example, remember Jody Hildebrandt's neighborhood? Like how the houses were, to where it's like, yeah, each house was kind of big, and I could see where their Ring cameras might not pick something up because of the way like the property was, and like they each had big things and whatever, right? So is this the same situation to where it's like, yeah, you know what? Somebody could have had a getaway car, but the neighbors aren't going to see it. You know, the neighbors' cameras aren't going to pick it up. Justice says it looks spread outish, but not like that. Okay. Every house has like 1 to 4 acres. They're not that close to each other. So what I think is going on, one of the things that's going on, the one reason they got the footage they did is because they took the camera. It would have been nothing because of the script. Yes, yes, Summer. That's an excellent point to bring up. Not everyone has yeah, and that's true too. Wampo says not everybody has a doorbell camera. Um, I feel like there's several things that are going on here that are contributing to this, and like we're naming off a few here. Not everybody has a Ring camera. The houses are kind of like, you know, have their own little parcels, so it's not like house, 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 house. For example, the McKee case that just popped off up north in Ohio, right? To where it's like, okay, everyone has a kid. Like we're getting footage of him doing this, him doing that. It's like this one's, you know, it's a certain way. And then two, like you just mentioned, you know, they took the camera, so it did give us that little bit of footage because they took the camera. But that's where it's like, well, I guess there's no, it could be anyone's guess as to who the car was in the getaway car and all that type of stuff. Okay, so Justice says they had live footage of the FBI canvas recently going door to door to ask for possible footage of any weird stuff. Okay. Not a suburban neighborhood. Brian Enton said even after 12 days, he has to use GPS to get out of there back to the hotel every day. Wow. Hey, Ruth, how's it going? So I just, yeah, so I feel like all that's going on. Okay, so let's go on to the next thing here. Please hold. Please continue to hold. Your call is currently important. Okay, this new video of the suspect. So we've seen that. So let's go to something different. Okay, let's listen to Brian. This is 51 minutes ago. TMZ gets a third email in Nancy Guthrie case seeking money for information. So let's watch this one because I haven't listened to this fully. I mean, this is crazy.
Shown on Nancy Guthrie's doorbell camera, now being called a suspect officially by the FBI. We know, for example, that he's between 5'9" and 5'10". We know the exact brand and model of his backpack, but we still don't have a break in the case. The FBI now doubling the reward on offer up to $100,000 from $50,000. Let's go back to senior national correspondent Brian Enton, who's live for us in Tucson. So it's all of that and more. There's even a new TMZ email that we can talk about. But what's going on in this case here as we move towards a Friday night?
Yeah, so this is brand new, Connell, and this just came in. TMZ says that they have received another email just within the last hour from the same person who has emailed them already, claiming to know who the kidnapper is in the Nancy Guthrie case. And TMZ reports that that person is now asking for $100,000. Remember, they initially asked for 1 Bitcoin. Now they're asking for $100,000 total and saying that they want $50,000 up front and $50,000 after the kidnapper is arrested. And they claim to also know the condition of Nancy Guthrie, although TMZ is withholding that part of the email. Obviously, they're working with the FBI, getting this information to them. What's interesting also, though, is TMZ is reporting, Connell, that this person in the email, and they're identifying the person as a man, said that he is contacting TMZ because he does not trust law enforcement and wants TMZ to sort of be a go-in-between. And again, it's from the same email address, TMZ says, that has sent the other letters to TMZ. So that just happened. It's going to be interesting here to see, you know, whether this is legit, whether it's not legit. Obviously, they're forwarding all this information also over to the FBI, Connell.
All right, let me ask you one other question.
Doesn't trust law enforcement, so they're going to TMZ. Cannot roll my damn eyes hard enough at that one. I mean, come on now, right? Y'all, this is so weird. Okay, now what do y'all think about this part? Let's stop for a second and talk. Okay, you know how he just said where he was like they claim to know the condition of Nancy, but like TMZ's not releasing that. Do you think that that means that they're saying basically they're confirming she's no longer alive? Hey Robert, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Like, why would they say that? And I'm just kind of reading your comments right now on the other screen. Yeah, it sounds like things are dire. Ex-officer of the FBI should have been involved right away. Oh, I agree. Hey, Tinker Patch. Wait, hold on. Yeah, Justice says one of two things. She isn't alive, or the person with this information thinks he'll lose the money if everyone knows she passed. I mean, here's the thing, too. If you're going to sit here and, like, you know, yeah, we can do a poll. Hold on one second. Let me get it going. If you're going to sit here and try with the way the publicity this is getting, if you're going to sit here and try and get some form of money from this, I mean, come on, right? Like, very desperate. Like, it's really messing with I mean, at this point, if I was them, I would be gone. If there was any way possible to just disappear, I would disappear. I would count my losses. I would be whatever had to happen, I would be gone. I would be like, forget that money. I'm going to go apply at Walmart. This isn't worth it. I learned my lesson. I want my 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I would be gone. Like, why keep doing this? It does feel like what if this is someone like some kind of like foreign and I was gonna say a foreign fraction, but like it feels like that almost, right? When they said the US dollars thing, and I don't know if that was the fake ransom note or not. I don't know. Okay, let me start this poll. Do we think Nancy is still with us? I want to be respectful, but I am curious what people's opinions are. So I'm just going to say, do we think Nancy is still with us? Yes or no? Oh, that's a good theory, Jessa. Okay, wait, hold on. I got to read this. Hold on. Okay. Okay, let's finish listening to this and we'll talk. So no, 94%.
Before I bring in a former deputy director of the FBI, and that's about this turf war. For those just joining us, you've been reporting on throughout the day, supposedly between the FBI and the local sheriff's department. So bring us up to speed on what that's about.
Yeah, so we've reported that there has been issues between the sheriff's office and the FBI, that there's been disagreements, that the detectives even working the case don't seem to know who's in charge. We reported that the sheriff did not turn over critical evidence to the FBI, and the FBI wanted to test some of this evidence at Quantico, and instead the sheriff didn't take their advice and sent it to a private lab in Florida that they're contracted with. The sheriff has now come out and spoken to a local TV affiliate here in Tucson and said that basically none of this is true. He says that he is working with the FBI, that he called in the FBI the Monday after Nancy went missing, that he just prefers this lab because they have a contract with them and because they had already sent some of the evidence there, so why not send all of the evidence there? And he's basically saying all of this is rubbish, but we do have FBI sources who have said that there has been a disagreement here. And I even have a source who has said that as recently as Wednesday night, the sheriff's office was not sharing critical information with the FBI, Connell.
All right, so the sheriff will be on with Elizabeth Vargas reports, 7 p.m. Eastern, see what he says then. We're back to Brian Enton later this hour from Tucson, but I do want to bring in John Pistol. John's the former deputy director of the FBI, and start there and then talk more about this case. But you know, given your experience, your thoughts on this back and forth between the local sheriff and the FBI.
Well, Connell, obviously a seamless sharing of information is paramount in any major investigation. And if it is true, the allegations that the sheriff has withheld anything, or sounds like he's confirmed to send it to this Florida crime lab, that can be problematic because the FBI obviously would want to send the evidence to Quantico and may still do that if that's the case. Does it taint the evidence in any way? It all depends on what analysis they have done in Florida, and then how that chain of custody and all those things. So it's never a good thing to have friction between state, local, and authorities and the FBI. So that's the question: is this causing any problems or delays?
Okay. So here's the thing with this. I mean, you run into this a lot of times, right? Where it's like the FBI said this and they said that, and blah, 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 blah. You know, the sheriff is like, look, we got a contract with these people over here. Okay. It's kind of like BOGO, right? 10 pieces of evidence for the price of 5. Okay. So we're trying to conserve, we're trying to save money. We want to just do everything there. Okay. We've already sent 8 pieces over. We're 2 pieces away from getting our ticket punched off to getting that BOGO. Okay, so we just want to stay there. We're not trying to be difficult. We want to work with them. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just like, okay, so you got a contract, whatever. The sheriff has been getting a lot of like, whatever you call it, slack or whatever from the time that this has popped off, right? A lot of people feel a certain way. And so it is what it is, and there does seem to feel like this bungled type of thing. Now, of course, the sheriff's not going to come out and be like, yeah, you know what? We kind of screwed up. Yeah, I mean, we forgot to put somebody in charge of it. So, yeah, we were going like 3 or 4 days and nobody was actually really looking for anything. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to say that. He's like, of course, we're sharing all the info with FBI. But it's like such a cliche type thing when you see that when the FBI comes in and the local cops are like, come on now, we're going to solve this. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't surprise me at all, right? And yeah, I've heard you. Hey, Dominique, how you been doing? I've heard the same thing. So it's like, yeah, Castro says now it's not the time to be petty. That's what frustrates me with these cases when we see them. It's just like that, where it's like somebody's missing or harmed or in danger or whatever. Can we just put everything aside and find them? If the FBI thinks they can do it, well, then please come in. Do you want to stay at our house? Right? Like, you can stay up all night. We'll help you file stuff, whatever. It is what it is. Okay, wait, hold on. So we have, let's see the poll here real quick, y'all. Please hold. Okay, so 88% no. Okay, so JLR is saying there's a SWAT raid. Please hold. Please hold. Oh, here's Brian Enton doing a video of looking at her neighborhood. Let's do this. This is what I'm... Okay, let me share this one. Let's see what her... Because no, Paul. Okay, hold on.
Neighborhood right now, and I wanted to give you guys a look at kind of the bigger picture of what it looks like in Nancy's neighborhood. First of all, look at this. This is the road that Nancy lives on, and we're still, about a block away, and you can see just how much media there is out here. I mean, they basically line the entire street, all sorts of different networks, people from really all over the world. Some of the live shots I've heard reporters doing are like in different languages. It's raining today, by the way, which is unusual, obviously, here in the desert. I've been here almost 2 weeks and it hasn't rained one day, but it started raining today. Which is interesting for the investigation. I mean, if there were tire tracks or anything they were looking at, that could be an issue, although it's already been 2 weeks. So they've probably already, hopefully looked for those kinds of things. This is Nancy's house. Hey,
Emily.
Right here. You can see that there is a
I hope your afternoon was well.
Out front. Initially, they just had the house totally unsecured with no deputies around, but they have since kept the deputy here around the clock, just kind of keeping an eye on things, making sure that no one walks onto the property. Today,
why on earth wouldn't you have a deputy around the clock to begin with? I mean, again, I don't work in this business, right? So I can't say, but it's stuff like this where it's like, you didn't have a deputy guarding the house from the get-go? I mean, why? This is the stuff where I'm like, huh? I thought that was just a given. Here's my thing. You heard him talking about the world is there on Nancy Street right now. I'd be down there myself if I couldn't get somebody to do it. And yeah, somebody just said, I see. Oh yeah, Carly says, see how large the property is. Just him driving down that street gives so much context. Seeing what that looks like, but now also let's rewind it for a second. Hold on. Please help. Call is important. Please help. He's coming up to Nancy's. So here's the thing. So Nancy Street, I mean, honestly, somebody, and again, I don't know what's on the other side of Nancy's. It looks like woods, right? Okay, let me see where it's paused. Okay, so see Brian where he's at right now on the screen to his left. Okay. See how's that's woods right there? Now I'm going to push play.
Already, hopefully look
woods,
for those kinds of things.
Woods.
This is Nancy's house right.
There's Nancy's house. God bless her. Look at all those flowers. Okay, so imagine somebody nefarious is coming up the road and they're like, we're about to pop off, right?
Here.
They
you
pull
can see
in.
that there is a Pima County.
They didn't have to really pull in. They could just kill the lights and park across the road or whatever. Kill the lights and pull in the driveway.
A sheriff's deputy out front. Initially, they just had the house totally unsecured with no deputies around, but they have since kept the deputy here around the clock, just kind of keeping an eye on things, making sure that no one walks onto the property. Today, there was everybody was kind of excited about this. There was a pool cleaner that came, a pool service guy that came, and they actually let that person go back into the back of the house.
Wow, they let the pool guy in?
This is our News Nation setup right here. That's Mo, our cameraman. Hey, Mo.
Okay, so see him over there?
He's, I think, grumpy because of the rain, and it's been a long couple of weeks, as you can imagine. But I want to show you up here. Look, this is the area next to Nancy's house. And you can see like how dense the vegetation is. There's cactuses, there's bushes, there's rocks. And when you go back a little bit off the road, which I did the other day and was kind of walking through the desert, you can see how hard it is to see the road because of all the vegetation. So even if like a house like this is Nancy's neighbor, even if a house like this had a camera, it would be very difficult to actually see what was happening out on the road. Not to mention, at night it's like pitch black around here. They have an ordinance here that you're not allowed to have lights on at night because of all the stargazers. So it's really, really dark here at night. You can see more media parked this way. I mean, we've kind of taken over the neighborhood, which most of the neighbors have been pretty nice. We kind of see the same ones every day out walking their dogs. So we've become friends with a lot of the neighbors. A few have been annoyed, which I understand. It's like they have a hard time getting through. But I think the media, for the most part, has been pretty respectful of just trying to stay off the road, making sure we take all our trash at the end of the day. I know that sounds weird, but you know, you can imagine if it was your neighborhood. So up here, you can see the mountains in the distance. And again, just like you look to the side here, I mean, look how dense. People think this is like a normal neighborhood when you watch it on the news, but each house is on 1 to 4 acres. And there's a ton of vegetation and there's a lot of space in between the houses. And you can actually, like this guy, if he was trying to get to Nancy's house without walking along the road, you could easily do that, just kind of walking through the desert, walking through these yards, and no one would see you. And again, even if you walked in the road, especially at night, there's no cameras that I've seen that are really right out on the road here in the neighborhood. A lot of really beautiful houses here, by the way. It's confusing though. It's twisty and turny in here. There's only a couple of ways to get back to the main road. And there's all sorts of cul-de-sacs. And even being here almost 2 weeks, I literally have to use my GPS every single day when I leave because first of all, it's so dark. And I still can't really figure out, I still get lost in this neighborhood. So kind of goes back to like the whole thought of, did this person know the neighborhood? Did they plan ahead how to get in and out?
Yeah, let's pause for a second right there. Okay, so just seeing the things that he's saying, and I'm curious what y'all think, and watching him drive through here, I mean, and all the stuff he's saying is so true. It's like, oh, number one, look at this neighborhood. This is not somebody who just randomly went through and was like, well, happened to pick this. Now, it could be, that is a possibility, right? Totally a possibility. But this is, you knew where you were going on some level, whether it is to the extent of like, okay, this was an inside job, or to the level of like, I've been delivering to this neighborhood, and I think this lady I've been going to, isn't her daughter like somebody famous? You see what I'm saying? Versus, okay, look, we're a family member and we want to get something out of this. Right. So this is, you were there for, this is what I like to call a destination location. So secondly, you've been scoping the place out. You tell your accomplice, look, you drop me off. I'm going to walk through, drop me off a block up. I'm going to kind of make my way through the whatever, right? We'll just cruise through. You go. When I call you and say it's good, you come back and kill the lights. They go up there. They do what they did to the camera. And then you're free to go. You just have your accomplice pull up in the driveway, kill the lights, pull up in the driveway, and then you're good, especially if you've been scoping it out on some level. So this is, to me, now this is answering a lot of questions as to how things fell beneath the cracks. Let me say this. If they had not gotten that little bit of footage because the perpetrator, you know, did the thing they did with the camera. So that's the reason why they had the footage, right? Because they dismounted the camera or whatever, and she did not have a subscription, it like froze that footage that was there or whatever. If something else had triggered it, yeah. And Kim says, I think someone came in the back. Yeah, the way the property is, I agree. There's multiple ways here, right? So here's the thing. So they do that. They could have been there all night if they wanted to. I know evidence shows otherwise, like things happening or whatever. But what I'm saying is, to me, this is almost like the desert version of where I grew up, right? I grew up on 5 acres. Everyone had their own driveway. but it was North Carolina vegetation. But that being said, if somebody's being nefarious, yeah, you could randomly pick a house in my neighborhood, but you would have to kind of know. You'd be real brave to be doing that unless you kind of knew the situation, right? And then on that note, once you got up to the house, like granted, things were different back then. I'm thinking now they're whatever. Once you got up there, if you just mounted any kind of like cameras, well, you could just pull your cars up in the driveway and sit there and, do whatever you're going to do to the family, to me or whoever, for as long as you wanted to and you're ready to go. No one's going to hear a scream. No one's going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they could probably hear you scream if you're outside, but you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. So that's where I'm like, oh yeah, got it. Okay, let's finish listening to this real quick. This is very fascinating to me, him driving through.
And, my thought is probably yes, based on just how confusing the neighborhood can be to get in and out of. Some construction happening here. There's a lot of construction in the neighborhood, I've noticed. A lot of landscapers, a lot of people doing work on houses, which goes back to, remember those black gloves that were found along the road, not far from here. I think it's about a mile and a half from here.
Okay, you heard him say there's a lot of construction, there's a lot of landscaping, there's a lot of this. I mean, what if somebody's kind of like scoping the neighborhood out while they're there?
A lot of these people doing work in the neighborhood use gloves like that. That's what some of the construction crews have told me. So, I'm not sure that those gloves are actually going to connect back to the case, but we know that they were bagged and sent away for testing. And there's apparently, the sheriff is now saying there are other gloves that have also been found. So here's another intersection here. We're right up the way from Nancy's. And I can't even remember. It all sort of starts to look the same out here. But I wanted to give you guys a lay of the land and kind of show you what the neighborhood is actually like, and just how spread out the houses are, and again, just how much vegetation is out here.
Fascinating. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's go find the next thing. Okay, please hold. Call is important. Please hold. Okay, we got another one, 8 minutes from Brian about the SWAT thing. Let's watch this. I mean, y'all, the news can't update itself fast enough. The news cannot update itself fast enough. Okay, I mean, have you... All right, hold on. This is crazy.
And we are following this breaking news that is happening right now in Arizona. The Pima
This is
County
8 minutes
Sheriff's
ago.
Office has activated its SWAT team and mobile command unit. This all comes as the desperate search for Nancy Guthrie is closing in on 2 weeks. And in that time, police still have no sign of the 84-year-old grandmother, as scrutiny grows over the investigation. Just moments ago, I spoke with Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos. He strongly pushed back on reports that he's withholding key DNA evidence from the FBI. The sheriff also confirming to me that there is DNA that has been found at Nancy's house that does not match anyone in the family or in her close circle of friends and acquaintances. He also discussed new video police now have, several gloves that investigators have recovered, and whether anyone has been ruled out as a suspect. We'll bring you that interview in just a moment. Remember, Nancy Guthrie's family reported her missing 12 days ago at around noon on February 1st. Investigators got their first major break in the case just 3 days ago when the FBI recovered surveillance video from Nancy Guthrie's front door camera. And just last night, before our show went to air, the FBI released identifying details about that masked suspect. He's a man, average build, they say, around 5'9", 5'10", and he's also wearing a 25-liter Ozark hiking trail backpack in that video. This afternoon, TMZ reported it received yet another email from a man claiming to know who the kidnapper is. He reached out again after the FBI doubled its reward to $100,000 late yesterday. This man who's emailing TMZ initially wanted 1 Bitcoin for his information, worth about $68,000. Now he's asking for more. 2 payments, $50,000 in Bitcoin now and $50,000 when the kidnappers are arrested. And he is hinting there is more than 1 kidnapper involved. In just a few minutes, I'll speak live with TMZ's co-executive producer about this new note. But let's kick things off tonight with News Nation's Brian Enton, live for us on the ground in Tucson. Brian, you have been moving along with the SWAT team from the Pima County Sheriff's Department. They are on the move. What are you hearing at this hour?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out exactly what's going on, Elizabeth. We know that a mobile command unit moved out of the sheriff's office. We know that the SWAT team moved out, and it appears based on what we're seeing right now, and I'm not going to say where we are, or I don't want to give too many details. Obviously, we would never want to do anything to interfere with the investigation, but it seems like they are staging right now, which would be pretty typical. We've seen them do this before, where they will go to a location and they will stage just in case they get the call, a call similar to what we saw the other night. Remember, near the Mexico border when the man named Carlos was detained, they were staging for that situation too. So is it possible this means that there could be something coming tonight? It's possible. At this point, we just don't know, Elizabeth.
Brian Enton, keep us updated. If there's any movement out there, we'll come right back to you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our new.
Okay, so to me, I feel like that's like not much of anything, because if Brian's like, this is like kind of, this is just what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like they're staging in case this, that, the other. I mean, you know, again, here's my thing. If I was a kidnappers at this point, I'd be like, look, you can keep your little money. Okay. I don't want, in fact, the account's been closed due to non-payment, something, right? That Bitcoin account smoke. Only thing I want, I don't even know. Like, I'd be like an anonymous plane out of the country, $20 gas money, and a 3-hour head start. Like, I'd be like, here, this is where you'll, once I'm gone out of the country, where was that place Donna Adelson was trying to go? Where were they trying to go? I'd be like, I want a flight there. When I touch down, you give me a phone. When I touch down and I'm wherever, I'll call you and tell you where she's at. I will call you and tell you where she's at. Vietnam. Yep. One-way ticket to Vietnam and a disposable burner phone. Get me there and I'll tell you where she's at. And maybe $20 and a Starbucks, right? Maybe some snacks. And that's it. You know, have them waiting for me at the airport. Just give me a gift card. I'll buy it at the airport. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be like, screw it. So the fact that somebody's like talking about the money, I just think that it doesn't even seem real. Because here's the thing too. Imagine you did this. So imagine that you are someone who pulled this off. And they were like, they hinted that there might be more than one kidnapper. You think? Like, of course, like I just assume, right? Okay. Imagine you pulled this off. At this point, the person should be so freaked out as to how international this has gone that they are just trying to get away. Period. That's all you would want to be doing, is getting away. Disposing of the body, whatever you had to do to escape. Now, maybe they have escaped and they're in another country at this point, right? And they're like, well, let's see if we can't get this money. Yeah. Vic says Harvey is emailing himself, right? Literally, that's what. If we found out that this was all sponsored by TMZ and Ring, I would not bat an eye at this point, right? I would not bat an eye. I'm just kind of reading your comments real quick. Okay, let's get back over to the thing and see what other things are here. What was the other thing that somebody wanted me to? There was something to look at that people were like, "Have you looked this?" Oh, the pictures that they did. Hold on. It's Nest. It's Nest. That's right. Okay, hold on. Nancy Guthrie. Suspect photo. Didn't I thought that they did oh god, excuse me. Okay, well, let me come back over here and look. Well, let's look at this quick little one. It's not like anything major new, but it's the thing about the book bag.
Breaking news, the FBI releasing new details about the suspect in the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie, including new images of the backpack they believe the man had on when he went to her home. The FBI says forensic analysis of footage recovered from the camera on Nancy's front porch led them to conclude the suspect is wearing a black Ozark Trail Hiker Pack backpack. The CBS News reporter Andres Gutierrez is live in Tucson, Arizona. So, Andres, tell us about the new details we're learning about this suspect.
Well, Juliet, it is important to note that this is the first time that authorities are using the word suspect in this disappearance. They describe this person as a man, 5'9" to 5'10" as far as his height. With an average build. They ended up doing this because there's some very skilled technicians over at the FBI Operational Technology Division, and they were able to sift a little bit further into that doorbell camera footage that we've all seen from earlier in the week, and they came up with the suspect description. The other thing is that we all know that money talks, and so they are also now doubling the reward money to $100,000 for anyone who may have information on where Nancy.
Wait a second. See how when they come up, the lights, do they have two flashlights on them? Like one of those things that goes around your neck with the lights? You know those things you can wear like when you're working on stuff? It's like a necklace, but it's two little flashlights. Is that what that is? Because it looks like they also had a flashlight in their mouth. And it says when it's in their mouth. JLR says a warrant is coming frequently. It looks like a reflector in the backpack. There's a bite light. Mouth flashlights. Okay. They're outside an address waiting for a warrant. Is JLR at that house? Please hold. Hold on, let me finish this.
she is or whoever ended up kidnapping her in the overnight hours of January 31st and February 1st. They've also shared 3 still images of the backpack that is at the focus of this investigation. It is a 25-liter Ozark Trail backpack. We ended up going out and buying it. My colleague, Jonathan Vigliotti, did. It is the private label of Walmart, Ozark Trail, 25 liters. And you could see those distinctive reflective straps that we saw in the surveillance video. So they're saying that this is, in fact, the specific backpack that they are looking at. And because it is a private label, very much like how Kirkland is to Costco, well, Ozark Trail is to Walmart. And so they are hitting up local Walmarts here in Tucson, but also in a region, trying to figure out how many of these have been bought in the last couple of weeks, who purchased it, how was it purchased, if they're using cash or credit, to try and nail down this individual. Also giving us a little bit more context as to how many tips they've received, over 13,000. They're coming in fast and furious. And the question is, how do you sift through all these tips? And so, according to the FBI, every tip is reviewed for credibility, relevance, and information. Those are their words. And they have specific people doing this. They're called threat intake examiners, and they're over at the National Threat Operations Center, and they're going through all these tips that come in and essentially case manage them, trying to triage which ones take priority. Eventually, it may have been a tip that led them during their search yesterday to recover a pair of gloves from the side of the road about 1.5 miles away from Guthrie's home. Those gloves right now being tested for DNA. They also have thrown every resource available the FBI has to this case. Right now, they are manning a 24-hour command post in which dozens of agents and investigators are assigned to tips and leads, and they're taking action during every single shift. You can imagine the long days and hours that they're putting in and trying to get Nancy back home. But again, this is the first time that authorities are using the word suspect, that they have a suspect in this case.
Okay, sorry. So yeah. Yeah, right. It's always the Walmart, right? Let me continue. They really should justice chain. I agree. Okay, let me come back over here now and see what else are the other things I wanted to check out. Okay, so boom, 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 boom. I mean, we've just got all sorts of okay. Okay, yep. Okay, 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 we saw that one. I'm just kind of scrolling through here. The sheriff in Nancy's investigation says the suspect should be very afraid every night. I mean, yeah, right. I would be gone. I'm telling you. I would be gone. Honey, I'd be walking on foot if I had to. New evidence, the gloves. What was up with the gloves? Okay, have we cleared the gloves? So they're saying, first of all, the big thing to me is they have found DNA that doesn't match anybody. Now, how can they start, peeling away from that? We know it wasn't the pool man. We know it wasn't the this. We know it wasn't the that. You see what I'm saying? We did the email. New Nancy Guthrie video for. Okay, let's look at this real quick. Please hold. I mean, please hold. We're trying to get there now. This video just wants to start doing its own little thing.
It's the burning question as investigators search for the suspect in the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping.
Now, the nation's best-known forensic sketch artist is using her skill and experience to create this sketch of the suspect. Lois Gibson achieved national fame for her 4 decades of work with the Houston Police Department. She says she came out of retirement to create this sketch because, like the rest of America, she wants to bring Savannah Guthrie's mother home. What did you see when you looked at video of that suspect?
The bottom edge of his nose, and then that thick mustache, and then that hair below the bottom lip. He's young. He's below 40s, I believe. And other than that, he could be Latino, white, Lebanese, just any kind of race.
We want to make it clear this is not an official FBI sketch, and Gibson acknowledges her sketch may not be totally accurate.
The guy might have tattoos all over his face. I might have the facial hair wrong, but I had to try, and I'll take the hit if I'm wrong.
How many criminals?
Who just said, can someone retire from drawing? I cannot. Can someone retire from draw? Leslie, that's a good one. That's a good one. Can someone retire from drawing? Oh. Oh God, that was good. This was a stretch. I thought the FBI released this. Okay. I mean, we'll see when it comes out, right? If it looks like him. Okay. If the dude looks like that, it's Geraldo Rivera, Ruth. Ruth says, why does the sketch look like Geraldo Rivera? Literally. Okay. What if it is? Dustin Hoffman? I mean, my gosh. Did she really have to try to create an imaginary person from a mass person's face? It might be the reporter on the screen. He shaved. Marco Rubio. Does kind of look like him, doesn't it, y'all? This is getting crazy, y'all. This is getting crazy. It might be Elvis. Okay, it might be Elvis. She's putting a lot of people out on Front Street. Okay, with that drawing right there, it could be anybody. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. That was good. She's like, I wanted to start with the basics. Yeah, Dominique says he's got 2 eyes and a mouth and probably a nose. Dark Scale says, I'm retiring from soda. I'm now into screwdrivers, everybody. I came out of retirement for the screwdriver. I retired from coffee and soda at 2 o'clock today and came out of retirement at 7 to mix these damn screwdrivers. You know she chat GPT'd it, Kelly. You know she chat GPT'd it. Okay, she chat GPT'd it. And then she just drew it up real quick. She was like, the context is, she's like, you are a world-renowned sketch artist. You have come out of retirement. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord, y'all. Somebody put, I don't know where this came from. Shanna showed it to me. It was like a Facebook group. Somebody did it. Okay, you know the images of the house when they set up that white tent to do like the measurements, a little investigative tent? Somebody did one, except it was a circus tent that they set. Instead of the white tent at the doorstep area, it was a circus tent. Y'all, I was like, this absolutely sums up this case in a nutshell. Okay, it was crazy. Okay, Kat says, it's being said that Nancy had a daily caregiver. Have you all heard about this? I have not heard about that. I have not heard about that. That would be interesting. I mean, again, at this point, I'm like, with them being like, well, we decided to put a deputy out about the 15th day into it. Figure we might need one staying out there 24 hours. I'm kind of like, have we talked to the people that come to the house regularly? I mean, I've been assuming some things naturally happen in situations like that, but I guess at this point we might need to ask. Did we just start talking to neighbors about cameras today, or we do that on the first day, maybe? You know what I'm saying? I mean, some of it just seems obvious, but to me, day one of something like this, I understand. Well, no, I mean, you have to also look at the fact that this is getting a ton of attention because of who she is, right? This is a wealthy. When I say that Nancy's famous, it's like by proxy, right? So this case is blowing up because of a lot of circumstances surrounding that, more so than other cases of people going missing and things of this nature, right? So I would assume on day one of something popping off where it's like, this happened, that you would be talking to neighbors, you would be bringing in anyone that had anything to do with that house, talking about, who are you? You come to the house. When was the last time you saw her? Blah, 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 blah. We need somebody out here manning this. We've got YouTubers. We've got media out here. It's just, I just feel like some of it would just be common sense. Culinary says that lady can go back to doing caricatures at street fairs again. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh, wait, let me get this guy off the screen. Hold on. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Stop sharing. Okay, let's go here. Boom. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to just be like, refresh. We're just kind of refreshing. So DNA is collected. That's the big thing going in the news cycle. DNA. Oh my, I can never. This is the headline. The headline: legendary Houston sketch artist unretires for Nancy Guthrie case. Okay, we needed that laugh, right? We needed that. One of the things that's interesting too about this is when he drove. So when Brian, remember the video, if you've been like watching from the beginning, when we watched Brian Enton driving through the neighborhood, and he's like, here's all the media, and you saw how much media was like parked in the neighborhood and whatnot. So I mean, I guess they just come out there in the morning and sit there. Oh, wait, Jessica says, I sent you links to buy your very own Ozark Trail back. Oh my God, I love it. Thank you. I'll check it out. Yeah, if they arrest the dude and he looks exactly like that, y'all. Right? I mean, literally anything's possible. Literally anything's possible. If the person is smart, which I don't think they're 100% smart, they would be out of the country already. Right. And but I would not even have contact. I would have just walked away and escaped the country somewhere, and you would never hear from me again. I wouldn't be trying to get that Bitcoin, but they might be like, well, let's try and get this money still. Like, we're out of the country, we're safe. Let's try and get this money. Now it's up to 100,000. Well, send me the 50. I'll tell you where she's at. Send me another 50. Right. Like, but for me, again, I just be like, I'm happy enough that I got out of the country. You're not going to ever hear from me again. You should be considered lucky at that point. But the greed will always get them, right? The greed will always get them. That's what brings them down. I mean, this is case after case. It all comes down to that usually, unless it was something, a crime of passion or something like that. But, and this is somebody who started off with intentions of doing something. Do I think that they were like, we're going to pop off and do this international kidnapping scheme. Of course not, right? They probably were thinking we're going to do blank. Hey, Tori. And it's going to start off this way. And this could be if it was a family member that did it, or if it was the dudes working on the house down the street that did it, or if it was the pool, but whatever, right? No one in their right mind would be starting off like, we know that's going to go international, but we're about to get this money. They're not going to be, no. Okay. No. So this started off, in my unprofessional opinion, as something else, and it went terribly wrong. Terribly wrong. Whether a bad event happened in the home and it was, what are we going to do now? Or whether it was, we're going to get her out of the home, and then it was like, oh God, this popped off. Now we can't let her live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Miss Chris says, have you been, Miss Chris? Miss Chris says they went to her house for a specific reason. I agree. Like, looking at the neighborhood, I'm like, oh, this wasn't like some random thing. I don't think somebody went up in here and was like, well, we'll just pick this house. Right? They could have. It could be totally random, but it just seems with how much that they had in that book bag and all this and all that. And yeah, Justice says, or they died in her, or I'm sorry, or she died in their hands due to her health. See, imagine that. Imagine they broke into her house and they were like, we're going to pop this off. And she had a heart attack and dropped dead. And they were like, how do we move her body? Right? And they did something and it caused the body to bleed a little bit. Like, they would have been like, what do we do? And then they're looking around like, I don't know what we're going to do. And then it's like the next day, it's like, this is this is Savannah Guthrie's mom. You see, it like just blew up. I would be shocked if the person behind the mask was literally Annie or her husband, because I feel like if that was the case, like, they would have been more prepared with the cameras, right? Now, if they hired somebody out, the person to me was giving like, oh, is this the right house? They said this would be here. Okay, the camera. I got to do something about the camera. Why wouldn't you have brought? They would have known about the camera. And I'm not trying to discount that it could be family members, whatever, right? Pardon me. But there's some level to it that if it was an inside job and these people were hired out or whatever. Okay, look back at what is that poor man's name? Dan Markel. Okay, remember how it went down the line and you got all the way down to the actual hitman who showed up and followed him from the gym to the house? They're kind of like the last in line who are being told information from person to person to person. So imagine like you do that in this scenario. And again, I'm not trying to say it was the sister or the husband, whatever, but just someone in the know. Right? Someone in the know that's like, well, look, here's this house. It's this. You probably can get some money out of it because it's some famous woman's, grandmother. I think they might have cameras, but just like approach the house and like dismantle it. You see what I'm saying? Like that, like it was almost like they didn't have the person who is at the end of the job, meaning the hands on, didn't have full 100% information. Because there was just a way that it was like, and yeah, Death Call says, if the family hired, wouldn't they tell them the meds? There's things like that feels like, I just feel like if it was the sister, that there would be just another layer to this, And yeah, Vic says they knew an old lady lived there alone, probably an attempted robbery gone wrong. I mean, exactly. But again, anything is possible. So that's why I'm like, look, if this pops off and it's like, hey, sorry. Yeah, and Barb says had to walk out, one person get carried. That's the other thing too. So if something happened to Nancy in the home, right? that would be next to impossible for one person to deal with that. You would have to have a secondary person. So it's almost like something happens and it's like, come on, you're going, come on. You know all these movies you watch where it's like the robber is like, "Oh, I was gonna let you go, but maybe she was there and like, look, my daughter's a famous news anchor. I'll give you whatever you want." And they started getting nervous. And they're like, oh no, what do we do? Like, imagine you bust in somebody's house and that person starts talking about, oh my God, please, like, I'll do anything. My dad's this actor. He'll give you any kind of money you want. You're like, who? Tom Cruise? And you're like, what? I'm robbing like Siri Cruise's house? You kidding? Huh? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't mean to do all that. And then she starts talking about my heart. You're going to be like, oh my God. Yeah, Dark Scale says Savannah did a whole live social from her mom's house. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, Leslie says she could be chilling at TMZ. And that literally wouldn't surprise me, sadly, at this point. We're just joking, everybody. This is like a new form of reality TV show we're doing. What? Like, literally, like, huh? It's like a new format we've been toying with. Like, you know that show where like the one juror gets punked at the end? It's like, oh, actually, this is all fake. Like, that's like a new version of this. Like, but y'all, the public, were the ones we're punking. Like, she's totally fine. She's been over like actually doing a staycation. Okay, over in this like posh like Arizona place. Okay, we'd be like, I'm done. I am leaving. Okay, I don't know where. I'm leaving. You're right, Truman Show stuff, Barb. Literally. Okay. Yeah, very true, Robert. Yeah, jury duty. Thanks, Ruth. Yeah, Chief Wells wrote this one. Yeah, Barb says go and scare out of the house. Yeah. See, I agree. I envision that what I envision happening is them. I can almost see it happening where they're using the gun to make her leave. And something happened. Remember, she had this blood issue, whatever, she's gonna bleed easy. Maybe she was like, don't touch me. You know what I mean? They were like, come on, you're going. And she's like, don't touch me. And it tears her skin. She's dropping blood. They're like, come on, let's go, Miss Nancy. You're gonna be fine. We're gonna get this money. And then something happened, and she probably just, something took place. So I don't know. Again, it's not like I'm psychic. Pardon. The dogs are going berserk. Wait, let me see what this is. Hold on. I know, yeah. Agent says what's so funny is nothing is ever purchased from Walmart 10 years ago. It's always a fresh purchase. Legit, right? Yeah, my mom's that somebody. She bruises and bleeds very easily. Hey, Mostly. Oh, I know. Yeah, Jackie says, imagine how terrifying it is for her if she is alive. I know, literally. Bless her heart. God only knows what she went through in the very end. Right. Yeah. Culinary says Paul has a goatee. The dogs are just notifying SWAT. It's there, literally. Like, hold on, y'all. Somebody's at the front door. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like, imagine this going on. I mean, because I don't think Savannah has anything to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that she's in on it or anything. Like, I think that she is like the one that's like, and the brother. You know what I mean? I can't imagine. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, y'all. Because I'm tired. I've been on the road all day. We're gonna go. I got caught up, let's say, on the updates. I'm gonna go make my dinner, get situated, and then if something pops off tonight, obviously we're gonna go live or whatever, unless it's like at 2 a.m. At 10:30 in the morning, we're doing our members only Valentine's Day like morning chat or whatever, right? And so we'll be doing that and hanging out, catching up and talking and all the fun stuff. And then tomorrow evening, we'll do the rewatch of Juliana's sentencing since I missed that today. So there's that. So that's what we'll do. So I hope everybody has had a wonderful Friday the 13th. And thank you, mods, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for holding it down. Thank you, Sofa Squad, for being here. And that's it. We will talk either later tonight if something major goes down, or in the morning. I'll see members and Patreons and we'll have our little chat and just do all the things. That's it. I love y'all. Happy early Valentine's Day. We're going to end with Slow Morrison's song. I appreciate y'all. We'll see you soon. Have a good one.
The pillows are fluff thanks to Miss Emily. The couch is wide enough. Join the family. It's all love while we laugh at first criminalities. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup at hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Oh, please. The puppies need me. Ooh, oh please. My body is rejecting none of that fancy credential stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup and hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough. Puppies need me, oh please. My body is rejecting none of that fancy credentialed stuff. I'm just here for the cringe binge. Hey, 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 welcome to the Sofa Squad. Sipping from the cup that hey, hey, hey. Come laugh with the Sofa Squad. Can't roll my damn eyes hard enough.